Hi, so very good afternoon to all of you. I'll just introduce myself. I'm Avijit. I take care of the blockchain practice in Pansoft Technology LLC. We are based out of UAE, and we have got our global delivery center in India. So today our topic is going to be the decentralized future blockchain. Since morning we are discussing about marketing and branding. So this is something that we all want to do. But we also need to understand how with the help of technology we can actually achieve these things. Because anyway, what are the concepts, what are the learnings we had today? If you have to implement these things, definitely, you have to use some kind of technology. And specifically, my expertise lies in the blockchain, so I will try to discuss about blockchain. Just before explaining blockchain, I would like to take you people back to the history to make you understand how this blockchain actually started and what was the real reason behind the inception of the blockchain. So if you see here in the screen, I'm talking about the Bronze Age, the coin age, the bank notes, and the Bitcoin, the age of digital currency. So what exactly happened? If I go back to the history, since the evolution, since the humanity is there was a time when the barter system was there. So if I talk about 3000 BC to 600 BC, for centuries the traders from east and west used to exchange gold, silver, ivory, and the other stones for any kind of services. So let's assume there is someone who is good with farming and someone who can grow apple. So, and if someone is there who can actually produce rice, so in exchange of rice, he will give apple, and in exchange of apple, the same person can give them rice. The same way, someone who is good with creating services can come back with a different kind of services. But the problem with this system was, what happened, most of the time what was happening, let's suppose there is a scenario where someone who is looking for 1 kg of rice, but the someone who need to get rice, if he is someone who is producing apple, then he have to give the same quantity of apple. The second challenge was, let us assume there is someone who wants a wooden chair, but to get a wooden chair, you'll have to exchange, let's assume he is someone who is dealing with the livestock, so he might have to exchange his goats. So when I talk about goat, it's a kind of a living organism or a living being. So there is a limited time for the time which the goat can live. But when I talk about the wooden chair, it's going to be there forever. So that kind of scenario was not helping people to exchange the things. Then the concept of metal came. So people started exchanging metals in terms of goods. In metal also the same problem was there. So let's suppose I want to get 1 kg of apple. So I might end up giving one piece of metal or one piece of stone, which will be acting as a currency for me that time. But that piece of metal can hold a greater value compared to what I'm exchanging through them. And that was the time when the metal coins were introduced. Going forward, in the 4th century AD, we can see the currency exchange already started. So it was more like countries were exchanging with the local traders, something like this was happening. And the international banking was started in 15th to 18th century. During the 15th century, there was an Italian banking family who opened the foreign exchanges at different locations. Then the forex market was first found in Amsterdam in 17th and 18th century. The very first time when the currency was created, this happened in 18th century, exactly in 1793, when the US federal government came up with something called notes. Today what we use as a paper currency. And that was the evolution. Then the Western Union came in the mid-19th century. And that was the first time people were able to actually transfer money across the borders. And then the SWIFT payment gateway came. And then the PayPal revolutionized the entire money transfer process. So again, it was the first time people were able to transfer money online using one online services that was known as PayPal. And then in the 21st century, something called Bitcoin came to the existence. And this is where the inception of blockchain started. So till 2012, people were more skeptical about blockchain because people always felt hey, blockchain is only limited to the cryptocurrencies. But then they started realizing the true potential of blockchain, and then the enterprises starting embracing the power the blockchain carries with itself. And the reason why these things happened was, so till if you see the end of 20th century, we are very happy with the ongoing process, the things that were going on, the banks and all those different money transfer process that we currently use. But something that happened in 2008 changed the mindset of people. The Great Recession that took place. What happened that time? There was certain central authority who were managing the hard-earned money of people like us. And one day they came out with a news hey, we are bankrupt. Now we don't have anything. We cannot give you the money that we are held by us. On the same year, there was someone named, a pseudonym is there, no one actually know who was the guy. His name was Satoshi Nakamoto. He created a digital cryptocurrency that was known as a blockchain, that was known as Bitcoin.